So someone we don't hear from a lot these days is Hillary Clinton. And that's good.
Yeah.
For a while, it felt like the left side of this country's political spectrum would never move on from the 2016 election and assigning blame for its results.
Yeah.
But they've thankfully moved on to constantly litigating the 2020 Democratic primary instead. Baby steps. Hillary's still out there, though, hot sauce in her bag, living her life. And even though she seems to have left electoral politics behind, she is still the target of political violence, as evidenced by a recent attack on Hillary and her daughter Chelsea while they were simply trying to enjoy a Broadway show.
Yeah.
Here's page 6.
Some like it steaming hot. Page 6 here's that a serial pooper has been stalking the halls of the legendary Schubert Theater. And the last time they struck, a turd appeared in the aisle near Hillary and Chelsea Clinton at Some Like It Hot. A source close to the show insists that it was a regrettable one-off incident, but another source tells us that the theater staff said that the shits almost hit the fans at other performances as well. Quote, last week when Hillary and Chelsea Clinton were in the audience, said a source, the lights came up for intermission and there were 2 human turds in the aisle just near the famous political duo. The insider added, the house crew dealt with it very appropriately and quickly, and Hillary and Chelsea remained in the theater for the second act.
It's a close call.
Hillary pulled the hot sauce out and was like, I got it. I take care of this.
She put hot sauce on the poo?
Yeah, ruins the smell. Kills it with the spice.
I mean, that does sound like one of those old lady facts that she would know.
It's basically
being an old
poopery.
lady.
Yeah.
Back during the Great Depression, we used to put hot sauce on turds.
On everything.
And we had to boil all of our water.
That's right.
Anyway, between this news and that recent story about a prominent ballet choreographer smearing dog shit on someone's face at the opera, the theater is clearly no longer a safe place.
And poop is back.
And poop is back.
That's right.
Yeah, it's not safe, especially for high-value targets like Hillary Clinton. She narrowly avoided these turds this time, but as the IRA said after a failed assassination attempt on Margaret Thatcher, we only have to be lucky once. You have to be lucky always.
Yeah.
Eventually, Hillary's going to step on one of these turds. Odds are.
Yeah. It's crazy that the poo attacks have now, infiltrated just the highest form of art.
Yeah.
Ballet and theater? Jeez.
Broadway.
And
not off Broadway, we're talking Broadway.
And getting bolder, smearing it in the face, and then defecating during the first half of Some Like It Hot?
Just flagrantly. Just dropping a deuce right there.
You kind of have to be a professional pooper to be able to get away with that.
This was not the work of an amateur. This was the work of a lifelong expert.
Or someone who was just out for a jog and started to get a couple of tummy rumbles.
Yeah, they cut through the theater. It's a little shortcut I know of, the Schubert Theater.
By the way, there was, that happened during the LA Marathon, and it was reported on.
People shit themselves during marathons all the time, because marathons are actually like pretty unhealthy for your body.
Yeah, the story with that one was a lady filled her pants and finished.
Yeah.
The recent one, like last week, and it wasn't even like she won, some, wide sprawling prize or, record time. It was just her personal record.
Yeah, no, people, it's one of those things, they just simply, they choose not to discuss it in the long distance running world, but people shit themselves all the fucking time. It's disgusting. There's no shortage of photos and videos of people who have clearly shit themselves and just keep on running because they got a time to beat.
Yeah, I mean, that's if I'm doing like a long drive, I will hold that piss for an unhealthy, reasonable amount of time to make an arbitrary amount of time up on the drive.
I mean, I can hold it in while I'm driving, but you're sitting still. If you're moving, your body's super fast. No, that's coming out. It's coming out. It's like shaking up a can of Coke. Yeah. It's gonna burst.
That's true.
But back to the poop.
Yeah, as for who was behind the poop terrorism, Hillary Clinton fans will surely point the blame immediately at Senator Bernie Sanders and the Bernie Bros.
Those damn Bernie Bros are at it again.
It had to be the Bernie Bros. Was it a vegan piece of shit? But according to one of the sources Page 6 spoke with, it was an elderly person, and it's rather sad. But yes, the House staff worked quickly to help resolve the situation, and Act 2 started as scheduled. All right, well, that doesn't rule out Bernie.
He's pretty old.
Yes, but hold on, a potential major twist here. Hillary Clinton is also elderly. Was this an inside job?
The poop is coming from inside the pantsuit.
Yeah, did she shake it out of her pantsuit leg?
Yeah.
That might have happened.
It's all that hot sauce she's putting on everything.
Exactly.
It's bad for the stomach.
So maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Who are we to say? Another Page 6 source told them they'd spoken to the house manager who said it was the 4th time that this had happened, with the source saying, there is someone who is either shitting in the aisle or surreptitiously dumping defecation that they smuggled into the theater.
Okay, so probably not Hillary unless she's going to Some Like It Hot multiple times. Maybe she loves it.
Huge fan. Well, you know, these... okay, so Broadway's a bit more tough because in any other city, it's a rotating musical like every month or something, in which case, easy detective work. You find out who has the season tickets.
Yes.
And who's trying to, you know, keep people away from their spot.
I do like the theory that this is shit that was brought to the theater.
Yes, a little baggy.
Yeah, this is someone's weird fetish is going to a theater performance that people pay hundreds of dollars for and slyly tossing a deuce into the aisle just to know that they did it.
Yeah.
Just to feel naughty. I get it.
Cool. Well, that's one theory.
But yeah, I guess we'll stay tuned to find out if there's more of these dumpings, more of these Broadway poops.
Yeah.
But speaking of politics and shit, it's once again time to talk about a politician who has very much found himself in some deep shit of his own making. George Santos! With the Justice Department now actually investigating Santos for any crimes he may have committed. The walls seem to be closing in on Santos, and that might explain why he has suddenly decided to come clean about one of the many lies that was uncovered about him right before he took office. He can only juggle so many lies at once, so it's time to offload some lies, some of the smaller ones, starting with the one about how he's not a fugitive on the run from Brazilian authorities.
Okay.
He was very clear about not being a fugitive.
Yeah.
Here's CNN.
Prosecutors in Brazil have agreed to a deal with Representative George Santos in a case in which he is accused of defrauding a Rio de Janeiro area clerk of $1,300 over clothes and shoes in 2008, documents obtained by CNN show. A petition from Santos' attorney requesting a deal says Santos would agree to formally confess to the crime and pay damages to the victim, a Rio de Janeiro area clerk, as is required under Brazilian law. A memo from prosecutors agreeing to the deal last week asked the defense for assurances they have the ability to contact the victim to repay him before the deal is finalized.
I like that. We're not just gonna
Talk
let
to
you
him. Yeah. In a statement to CNN, the prosecutor's office acknowledged the memo but stressed that the deal is not final until all conditions are met.
Good. It continues. The petition from Santos' attorney, filed in January, requests a non-prosecutorial agreement in lieu of a trial for his client, arguing that Santos is now gainfully employed and re-socialized. The petition also requested permission for Santos to be contacted by the court via email or phone and participate in the proceedings via video conference. Agreements can be reached in non-violent cases where the sentencing minimum is under 4 years. Santos told the New York Post in December he had not been charged with any crime in Brazil. I am not a criminal here, not here or in Brazil or any jurisdiction in the world. Absolutely not. That didn't happen, he said at the time. After Santos left for the United States, Brazilian authorities could not find an address to serve him papers intimating him to appear in court, which eventually led to the archiving of the case until it was reopened in January.
So, he admitted.
He admitted.
Sometimes it be your own self. But hey, just because he committed check fraud in Brazil 15 years ago does not mean he also committed check fraud in 2017 to steal dogs from the Amish, or ran a credit card skimming operation, or stole from a GoFundMe intended for a sick dog, or anything else he stands accused of. In this country, people are innocent until proven guilty. But yeah, he probably did all that stuff.
I'm leaning towards yes. I think he did it.
I'm just waiting for the final shoe to drop. Actually, one of our heroic Olympians was telling the truth, and the attacker in Brazil who took down Ryan Lochte was none other than Anthony DeVolder, a.k.a. George Santos.
I mean, that would make him kind of a hero.
Yeah.
I think.
It was George Santos who robbed Ryan Lochte in a bathroom in Rio de Janeiro.
Although I think he was in America by that time.
Well, he was visiting for the Olympics.
I mean,
to represent the country.
You would think he would have flown back home for the Olympics.
There you go.
Flat back to his hometown. I don't know. A lot of great scam opportunities.
Yeah, we can tie
Olympics.
everything around to it. So, you know what? Good scapegoat.
Unified theory of Santos.
Exactly. Anyways, just one more political story for you this week. And it's not really a story, just a video of a Florida state representative reading some names into the record. And we're not sure what the larger context is for why he's reading names into the record, but it doesn't matter.
No.
Please just enjoy. This is classic. This is the humor that we grew up with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waves in opposition. Anita Dick is an opponent. Waves in opposition. Holden Hiscock is also an opponent. Waves in
This is some classic Bart Simpson calling up Moe's Tavern shit. It's never gets old. Hearing someone read one of these fake names with a straight face, not realizing that they are being pranked.
Despite the person next to you clearly understanding that's a joke.
She like immediately grabs the paper and like,
oh my God.
No. Oh no.
Well, so it's good that it doesn't happen often because you need the time to lapse in order to fall for it again in such a fun and natural way. Yeah,
no one expects it.
Yeah.
No one expects it. You read names and you're like, well, like maybe this person exists. I don't know. Also, you're not thinking in terms of puns.
Yeah, you're just going through the motions. It's robotic at that point. So it was a good prank.
Yeah, and the representative...
We used to make pranks in this country.
Representative seems like he was a pretty good sport about it, too, which is, that's nice.
Coming out of Florida, yeah, I think it's pretty nice.
Yeah, because, I mean, someone else, it happened to them, they might have got the sheriff's department to, like, go break into some people's houses.
Yeah, loose update on that principal thing. A reporter reached out to talked to
the superintendent.
And the superintendent was like, I noticed your phone number's from New York. Why don't you mind your own business?
Yeah, he's like, no, I live in Virginia.
He's like, I had it when I was in college or something.
Yeah, it's there's
a weird conversation.
It's a very frustrating interview. Like the superintendent is very just like aggressively on the defense.
Stonewalling, yeah.
And like the journalist is like being very fair. The guy's like, you're just gonna twist my words. He's like, no, we're literally printing this conversation in full.
Yeah.
And if you have any problem with it, you can reach out. And the article is literally just a conversation.
And they kept alluding to like, well, actually, this was just one of many reasons why we thought it was important that the principal stepped down. I'm like, okay, so how about just like a broad, suggestion of what one other thing might be? No.
Yeah, that story, if you missed our News Dump episode.
You have to watch it. It's nuts.
Michelangelo's David, the most famous sculpture in the world, in the history of mankind, is apparently a little bit too pornographic for children in Florida learning about art in school.
In an art school, in like a magnet like art school or something like that.
It's a classical school, which actually makes it even funnier because like these schools, it's like they're like we're trying to be like the Greeks and the Romans or whatever, and it's like so that's what Michelangelo was all about too. Like he was making.
You should look into what everyone in that time was into too.
Like neoclassical, like you would have loved Michelangelo. What are you doing?
You can't even take students to a museum in Florida anymore. It would be impossible because one Renaissance era.
Yeah.
Painting.
They had tits out and dicks out in pretty much all of those things.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It's the only way they could get off.
I guess so.
Couldn't do porn, but like as long as you're like, well, actually, that's Jesus.
Yeah.
The dick right there belongs to Jesus. And they're like, oh, great work. We can all enjoy this. Put it up in the church.
And just, like 6 months of edging as it gets painted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those aren't just any tits. Those tits belong to the Virgin Mary.
And she's a virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't you feel silly now?
Mm-hmm.
Moving on now to a story about the brave men and women in law enforcement who the public seem to just hate for no reason.
Oh, jeez.
Well, okay, here's one reason. So if you were a teenager in the early 2000s, you almost certainly know about Afroman, whose songs Because I Got High and Crazy Rap were on heavy rotation at the time, and continue to be on heavy rotation for potheads, because yes, Afroman's two big hits are both pretty much entirely about weed. And look, they're great tracks, they still slap.
Iconic.
Yeah. Also a lesser known track, Palmdale, it's a nice little ballad. Good song.
Basically the Michelangelo of our era.
Yes, in a lot of ways. But more than 2 decades later, Afroman is still making music, and some recent music videos of his have pissed off members of the local sheriff's department so much that they are suing him.
Oh!
Gosh, what did he do? Well, here's The Guardian.
Police officers who conducted a botched armed raid of rapper Afroman's home last year have filed a lawsuit against him for invasion of privacy and emotional distress after he used footage of it in his music videos. Earlier this month, police officers Sean D. Cooley, Justin Cooley, Michael D. Estep, Sean D. Grooms, Brian Newland, Lisa Phillips, and Randolph L. Waters Jr. Those are the most cop names ever, and are 2 of them related?
I think so.
filed the lawsuit in Adams County, Ohio, against Afroman, alleging that the rapper and others, including his record label, used the officers' likenesses for commercial purposes. According to court documents, police officers conducted a search of Afroman's residence last August pursuant to a lawfully issued search warrant. According to the warrant, the search was carried out as part of an investigation into drug possession and trafficking, as well as kidnapping. Following the raid, Adams County Prosecutor's Office said officers found no probative criminal evidence and Afroman faced no charges. So,
I'd be a little annoyed too.
yeah.
A little bit.
Afroman's...
You break down someone's door and you raid their house and they just they'll never let it go.
Traumatize their family.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, find nothing.
Right.
There's no charges filed, so fuck you. Mm-hmm. I'm going to use this against you in my music videos because it's something that affected my life very deeply.
Yeah, it continues. At the time of the raid, Afroman, whose real name is Joseph Edgar Foreman, was not home, but his wife was. In addition to Afroman's wife recording parts of the raid on her phone, security video cameras installed at their home also caught portions of the search, including the faces and bodies of many of the officers involved. The rapper went on to use the footage recorded by his wife and house cameras as part of several music videos which were released online. Afroman also posted content from the raid to his social media accounts, including Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, and Instagram, the lawsuit said. These music videos clearly portray the images, likenesses, and distinctive appearances, personas, of many of the officers involved in the search, including those of all plaintiffs, according to the lawsuit.
And it's not even just that he used the footage in music videos. These are music videos for multiple songs specifically about the raid, where the lyrics basically narrate what's happening in the security footage and make fun of the cops. Now, one is titled, "Will you help me repair my door?" because the cops busted down his door during the raid. One particularly rotund officer is seen in Afroman's kitchen eyeing a cake on the counter. And Afroman made an entire song about that called Lemon Pound Cake. And has also posted photos of himself wearing a shirt with a picture of the cop next to Peter Griffin. And well, there is definitely a resemblance.
It's a strong resemblance.
This raid boring as hell.
Yeah.
It's just him holding up Family Guy. Similarly, he posted a photo of the judge who signed the warrant next to the cartoon character Droopy Dog. Again, bit of a resemblance there, and that's unfortunate because Droopy Dog is an unfortunate-looking dog.
Oh, gee.
I used to be able to do the voice of Droopy, but I haven't watched it in so long.
Yeah, I mean,
Hello, Mr. Officer.
where would you even watch Droopy
Mr.
Dog?
Officer, I give you full permission to raid Afroman's house.
So, yeah, these cops broke into a man's house on a warrant that turned out to be totally bogus, and they're very, very upset that the man whose house they raided just keeps talking about it.
Shut up, Afroman!
Come on! From The Guardian again. As a result of defendants' actions, plaintiffs have suffered damages, including all profits derived from and attributable to defendants' unauthorized use of plaintiffs' personas, and have suffered humiliation, ridicule, mental distress, embarrassment, and loss of reputation, the lawsuit said. Each officer is seeking damages of $25,000 per 4 counts.
These officers are about to find out how little you make off of viral content.
Yeah, like, that's another thing. Afroman is like, I'm sure he's made good money off of like his 2 big hits, but like, I don't think he's like exceptionally wealthy.
Well, even
he is a working musician.
Even if these songs were like bangers and like they were getting a ton of views, there's no way that these cops are entitled to that much money. You know how long it takes to make that much money on YouTube? A very long time.
To find out. Earlier this year, Afroman told Vice that he lost gig opportunities due to the kidnapping charge written on the warrant, and that he has channeled his anger through his music. Quote, "I'm a civilian. Then, to make matters worse, I'm a black civilian in America. The police department was not designed to serve and protect me. I felt powerless, yet angry. These guys can destroy my property, and I literally couldn't do nothing about it. The only thing I could do was take to my pen and sing about the injustice. And to my surprise, it's going over well," he said.
Well, now, because of all this news, it's going to get even more views. So
it feels like this kind of gave him a creative spark. He's going through creative renaissance now.
Yeah.
He has something to channel. He's got inspiration again.
Welcome back, Afroman.
Yeah.
Anyways, hopefully he wins his case. It seems like posting footage of cops storming your house and going through all your stuff would be fair game, considering it's really no different than recording the police on the street or anywhere else. It's your property, after all. They are public servants, after all. People record the cops doing dumb shit all the time, but Afroman used that footage for content. So I don't know if that matters, but it shouldn't, because it's footage that he recorded inside of his own damn house. And they almost ate that cake.
Oh, they also they robbed him. I don't know if this was on purpose, but like they found he had a big stash of money hidden. They confiscated all of it, and then when they gave it back to him, there was like a bunch of it missing, and so he had to like lawyer up, and then they're like, we must have missed this money here.
We keep it in 2 separate places.
And of course, that's in the songs. He raps about that.
So we look forward to a judge hopefully throwing out this case and telling these cops to grow a pair, but who the hell knows how this will go down?
Cops in this country are so fucking... These people are scared of their own shadow. They think fentanyl dust is going to make them, like, evaporate. A rapper with moderate, fame posted footage of us going through his stuff on YouTube. Oh no. They probably are getting made fun of by locals. Like, hey, aren't you the guy from the Afroman video looking at...
now...
Hey, you want some cake, officer?
No one probably knew about it, at least like in the, I'm sure that it had some effect, but they're really Barbara Streisanding the hell out of this.
They really are. Like,
this is international news now.
It is. Like, we're reading from the fucking Guardian. They're writing about this over in England.
Yeah.
This would have gone away. This would have been, a couple months, maybe a year of some embarrassment.
Your
from the
fat
local
jolly
community.
ass can't even hide in Great Britain anymore.
Yeah, but you've really gone and done it now. Great job.
Yeah.
Anyways, before we move on to the headlines half of the show, this episode is sponsored by Athletic Greens. We both take AG1 by Athletic Greens every morning because it solves a very annoying problem. Getting all the vitamins and minerals your body needs without having to buy a bunch of different supplement pills that you have to remember to take every morning. AG1 is just 1 scoop of powder in water, and it tastes great and makes you feel good.
It can be hard to know where to even start with supplements or who to trust, but AG1 makes everything so much easier. Why take a bunch of different things when you can mix just 1 scoop of powder in water once a day? AG1 was designed with ease in mind, making it easy to cover your nutritional bases every day. Every scoop is packed with 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food-sourced ingredients which support your immune system, digestion, mood, energy, and even your hair, skin, and fingernails.
AG1 has quickly become just as important as that first cup of coffee for us. If you're looking for an easier way to take supplements, Athletic Greens is giving you a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Go to athleticgreens.com/weird. That's athleticgreens.com/weird. Check it out.
Real long hike today after my AG1. It was the first sunny day in Los Angeles in a long time, so it helped me power through and go longer than I ever would have.
Yeah, finally getting that natural vitamin D.
Yeah, it's long overdue.
Yeah.
Anyways, this episode is also sponsored by Factor, something I'm going to have after the show. My whole day's planned. Power up for springtime with Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. Get nutritious, chef-prepared meals delivered straight to your door, leaving you time and energy to tackle everything on your to-do list. Look and feel your best in time for warmer weather with calorie-smart meals around 550 calories or less. Too busy to cook? With Factor, skip the trip to the grocery store and skip the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy.
Factor has delicious, flavor-packed meals to help you live to the fullest. Choose from keto, vegan and veggie, calorie smart, and protein plus options on the menu each week. Prepared by chefs and approved by dietitians, each meal has all the ingredients you need to feel satisfied all day long. With 34 chef-prepared, dietitian-approved weekly options, there's always something new to try. Enjoy meals for any time of day with breakfast options like egg bites, smoothies, and more. Plus, replenish your snack supply with an assortment of 45 plus add-ons.
I had a lovely risotto the other night. You think I'm ever making risotto for myself? No, but I get it with Factor and it's delicious. Want to cut back on takeout? Well, you can get Factor instead. Not only is Factor cheaper than takeout, but meals are ready faster than restaurant delivery in just 2 minutes. Put the time and money that you save towards planning activities for when the weather warms up. Eating vegan or veggie is a snap with Factor as well. And because each meal is prepared by chefs and approved by dietitians, you know that your Factor meal has all the ingredients you want and nothing you don't. And if you're looking to mix it up, you can add a protein to select vegan and veggie meals each week.
Get Factor and enjoy clean eating without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered to your door. Ready in just 2 minutes, no prep, no mess. Head to factormeals.com/weeklyweird50 and use code weeklyweird50 to get 50% off your first box. That's code weeklyweird50 at factormeals.com/weeklyweird50 to get 50% off your first box. And now, the second half of the show, the headlines half of the show.
Woo! The weirdest, craziest headlines from around the world straight to your eyeballs. Starting with, JP Morgan Chase thought it had $1.3 million worth of nickel stored in a warehouse. A closer examination revealed bags of stones.
Well, that sucks for JP Morgan Chase.
Oh,
I'm ruined.
Woe is me. Let me get out my violin and start playing a song.
This is a whole world that this is so outside even like normal, financially literate people's purview. Like, all these banks and investment firms literally have like sacks of of metals sitting in warehouses that they just like hold on to and choose to buy or sell, but like
nobody talks about Fort Knox anymore.
It's a whole world, and I don't know who fucked up here, but they thought they had a big old bag of nickel, and
it's so
turned
funny.
out they had a big old bag of nothing.
This is, I don't know the conversion rate, but this sounds like it would be a large amount of nickel, but also a very small amount of money for a bank like J.P. Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're very well diversified.
Yeah,
I'm sure they got bags of all sorts of things.
Look, it's a lot of money, but for a bank of this size, it feels like the metal itself would take up more room than is worth the storage.
Yeah, aren't you a bank? Can't you just get nickels? Yeah. We have money that's already in that.
Yeah, very funny. Soon enough, Mr. J.P. Morgan himself is going to be climbing up above your domicile and ripping out your copper, so watch out.
Yeah. Well, the copper, very valuable.
Yeah, the banks are going to come for it,
If
too.
it was missing copper, I'd understand.
The banks are going to look and see who got those COVID checks and start ripping their copper wiring out to get it back. So watch out. For whatever reason, they're having a real tough time actually causing a recession. So they're going to start having to steal from you directly.
Oh, next headline, and God, I wish we could show this.
The video
I don't
is so
think we
good.
can show the clip, but
someone owns it that would definitely copyright strike it, but damn.
Here you go. Pucker up. Mike Tyson mistakes Hasbulla for a baby. Snuggle kisses internet star in creepy exchange. All right, so Hasbulla is that man who looks like a boy. He's from Chechnya, I think. He's MMA. He's always showing up at MMA events. Anyway, he's in America right now. And he came on Mike Tyson's podcast. And there is a clip. And people concluded, I think correctly, that Mike Tyson did not know that Hasbulla is, in fact, a grown man.
It's a very wholesome reaction if it was a child.
Assumed, based on his appearance, that Hasbulla is, in fact, a toddler. And, treated him as such. And it is...
He scoops him up.
He's like,
he's like cradling him, giving him little kisses.
Him on the head. It would be adorable if this wasn't a, 25-year-old man he was treating like a baby.
But it's not just Mike Tyson. There was I guess, look, I don't know why he's here. I did, separately, I was driving downtown, and there was a Hasbulla pop-up, so I saw, I assume it was him or a child, through the window, just a shadow walking by. There was a huge line outside. It looked like a merch drop or something.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's a photo. He went to a Lakers game, and I don't know if it just gave him a 2-for-1 deal on the courtside seats or whatnot, but he's sitting on someone's lap in a courtside seat. So, I don't know, I guess he's cool with it or whatever, but...
it's very... I feel bad.
The pinnacle is that Barstool interview with that guy, Sunday Talk or whatever. He does a full interview with Hasbulla.
Oh, yeah. He fought him?
Well, he let him punch him or something that. But yeah, it's, it's weird. The whole thing is weird.
He doesn't even speak English, right?
No.
It's such a weird, whatever, good for him. It's just a weird case of celebrity. This guy's small. He looks young, but he's old.
It's reminiscent of the early 2000s in Vern Troyer.
Vern Troyer,
Rest in
Andy
peace.
Milonakis.
Still alive, that one. Vern Troyer, sadly, drank himself to death.
Yes.
Yeah, very sad.
Anyway.
Friend of the show, Vern Troyer.
Yeah, no, we had him on twice.
He was a great guy.
He was super nice.
Very nice.
I think by that point, he'd gotten past the,
I think he relapsed was the problem.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. Very nice guy, though. Miss him always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they don't give Hasbulla any alcohol, because when you're very small like that, it doesn't take much.
It really doesn't.
No.
Sharkgate. Scientists claim rare shark in photo is actually just a plastic toy. This is a big controversy in the shark community. So it's one of those sharks, I can't remember the name of it. It's got a long nose, and then the mouth is separate. They live way down in the depths. there's never been one spotted in the Mediterranean. And someone in Italy was like, got a picture of one, like a baby one, washed up on the beach. And so shark scientists were like, they got like actual papers published about this. And then other people were like, hold on, that's a fucking toy. That is not the shark you think it is. And they tracked down the actual Italian like collection of shark toys and like the actual one. And it's like, no, that's literally what it is.
Wow.
So the shark scientists for the last year have been debating whether this very rare breed of shark has entered the Mediterranean for the first time ever, which would have pretty huge implications for like the climate.
Yeah.
And it turns out it's just like someone doing a little bit of trolling.
Checkmate climate change people.
Yeah.
No, but this is also just like, you know, they probably got themselves all worked up and excited because it meant more funding for their research.
Yeah, there was like, you know, it's academia, so there was the paper, and then there was another paper, like a rebuttal to that, and then there was a rebuttal to that one. And it's like they stood their ground a bit longer than I think. I think they probably they were just lost in the sauce. They were like, no, this is all I have.
Yep.
This is the only paper I've written that anyone even gives a shit about. You can't take this away from me.
It would have only been cooler if like they found out what was up and then orchestrated a huge heist of the toy manufacturer and disposed of all of the evidence.
They should.
All the toy sharks.
Yeah, that would have been the way to do it.
Exactly.
California man arrested 10 times in 31 days, drove to police station in stolen car to pick up property, according to cops. It's just one of those months.
Yeah.
You know, you just keep getting arrested, and then they're like,
it's a busy month.
They confiscate all your shit, and they're like, come down and get it. You're like, well, how am I supposed to do that? I don't have a car. And you arrested me for stealing. He got like, there's like 6 of his arrests were for stolen cars. The other ones were for like DUI. But he didn't have a car. So he's like, how am I supposed to get down to the police station? I shall steal another car. They got him before he even got to the police station.
It's a damning indictment of our public transportation systems.
It really is. Actually.
Yeah.
There are parts of this country where if you don't have a car, you might as well be dead.
You're out of luck.
You are shit out of luck.
Mm-hmm. Sniper rifle falls off roof during Buffalo's St. Patrick's Day parade. Oh, Butterfingers.
Fell off like a 4-story roof.
Into a crowded area.
Yeah, like onto the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I mean, first of all, it's just like very American that like an innocuous event like a St. Patrick's Day parade has like fucking snipers on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. He had it mounted on a bipod, and somehow it just took a tumble, and this fucking giant rifle fell into the street.
Probably bumped into it.
I don't know, but yeah, it's you know, they're investigating themselves, and I'm sure
it is always weird to go to like a big event like that and just know that there's snipers just looking around the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little unsettling, but hey, that's America, baby. That's the price you pay.
That is.
For ultimate freedom.
For the most free country in the world.
Yep, the best place. The richest country, and therefore the best.
The best.
The one that takes care of everyone the best.
You can do whatever you want as long as it doesn't involve drinking alcohol anywhere in public.
Yeah. Yeah. Or needing to urinate after consuming said alcohol anywhere.
Yeah, sorry. No pissing allowed. You piss yourself, you shit yourself.
Yeah, just say you were in a marathon.
Tell them you were jogging.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Sorry, officer. I was competing my own virtual marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're free to go. Wouldn't want to hurt your time. I'm a runner myself.
Yeah. You can do whatever you want in this country as long as it doesn't involve reading any books.
That's why they call it the runs.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon, dad of 12, reveals the one woman he regrets not having a baby with in new interview.
That's a weird interview. And also a weird person to say that with.
Yeah, I don't remember who he said. It was, you know, some actress or whatever. Yeah. But he had an answer. Someone asked him that question, and he had the answer, like, ready to go. He's like, oh, yeah, there's definitely, like, I wish I could have had a kid with her.
I don't have an answer for that. Is there something else I can help with?
Oh, that's Siri.
Oh.
You activated her somehow.
It's weird. My phone never does that.
I think it's because I was holding my watch on my back or whatever. Hey, but look, yours dings all the time. So,
I don't understand.
Siri, shut up. All right. Anyways, he just wanted to say another person that he had sex with but didn't have proof of.
I don't think he even fucked this girl. Like that was maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I think it was like he wanted to be able to say that he did have sex with her because in his mind, no one would believe it unless he had a child with them because he is so prolific.
Do you think that's the reason he has so many kids? Is because if he didn't, people wouldn't think he's ever has sex?
That and he's building his own little army.
Yeah, he is. He's like a...
But now that he has that reputation, it seems like anyone he didn't have a kid with that he dated that he wasn't sexually active with.
Clearly, this man conceives every single time. So what's
As
going
Bethany
on?
Mandel would say, he's a breeder.
He is.
Her words. She self-identifies as a breeder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Iran condemns France's brutal suppression of rallies over pension reform.
Wow.
They're being a bit cheeky, I think. A bit cheeky.
I do love, even from conservatives, being like, France, they know how to do it. Look, they're protesting like that. And it's like, yeah, when we do that here in America, people get fucking killed by the police.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty brutal in France. Like, people are getting knocked over the head. And yeah, it's quite a tussle. But yeah, it's a whole different ballgame in America. Not only do you have the fucking cops to worry about, but you got like little vigilantes as well.
Yeah, you got Rittenhouse running around.
Yeah, like it's way more dangerous to protest in America.
Also, our police, even down to a very local, extremely local small town level, are militarized as fuck.
Yeah, and like, I mean, there's so much footage from like the 2020 protests, but you got to see like their actual crowd control tactics in action, and it's like their entire strategy is kettling. They're trying to push the crowd together and basically cause a stampede, cause a riot from a protest. Like it's different in France.
That way the deaths are self-induced.
So yeah, in France they have a little bit more restraint and the people are a little bit more willing to like actually, I mean, the whole country, the nation of France was founded on a revolution. It was our country was founded on a slightly different kind of revolution, and it's very interesting to see those two revolutions reflected in each country's sort of populace.
And France did help us out during that as well. But I did see recent footage of the firefighters and the police going at it. So
yeah, that's been that's the last few big French protests. Yeah, firefighters versus cops.
Oh, also, I fucking love that. Like, this was another time that Elon buttered his way into the conversation and was, even by his own fans, made fun of. Where you're just like, dude, you're a multi-billionaire who's saying that people need to work longer in their lives.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I do love that the trash union in, I don't know if it's all of France or just Paris.
Just letting it pile up?
Yeah, not only letting it pile up, but they're driving to like the houses of politicians and just dumping an entire truck onto their lawn.
Yeah. They're like, hey, good idea.
Hell yeah.
Our politicians have addresses too.
Yeah.
Dump the trash.
If you did that in America, they'd call it like an assassination attempt.
Yeah.
You'd never hear the end of it.
Uh-huh.
It's just, you don't do that. That is going too far.
My precious norms.
My norms. Anyway, let's close out the show with multiple alligator headlines.
Big alligator news.
Starting with, an alligator knocked on a door in Florida, waits for the owner to come out, and bites him.
They're getting smarter.
Yeah. I got a joke for you. Knock, knock. Who's there?
Gotcha.
But yeah, literally, I don't know.
Did it go, Candygram? That's a joke for the parents.
That it went up, like it did knock on the door with its big old nose.
Yeah.
Which probably was very painful. Aren't their noses sensitive? He really wanted to, he was committed to the bit.
Yeah. And I'd imagine, like, these days, the homeowner probably looked on their Ring camera and was like, hey, what the hell's going on out there?
No one's there.
He can't see anything.
Hello? Ah!
Oh, man. Anyways, let's move on to the next alligator headline. 8-foot alligator found in attic during home inspection. How did it survive in an attic?
I don't know. I don't even know how it got. It's a building that's like under construction. So but
how did it get up there?
I still don't understand. Maybe there's, even if there's stairs access to the attic, like
usually it's like a ladder that's pretty steep.
I mean, I think this might be like an apartment complex, so there might be better access to the attic, but it's still an alligator going up multiple stories to the attic. Although the attic might be, I think the attic was where the water heater was, and it's cold in Florida right now.
It's not
colder.
It's not.
It's not?
No. And they need rain apparently too. We have all the rain here.
I thought the iguanas were falling from the trees again.
That was a couple weeks ago. It's been like 80s and all that there. So.
Well, this might have been Actually, I think this was maybe a couple weeks ago.
It was probably just trying to get warm then, yeah.
Very crafty.
They're
Crafty
back on the
little
golf
bills.
courses now, though, so watch out, golfers.
And final headline, final alligator headline as well. That's Godzilla. Florida alligator easily breaks through metal fence in viral video. Did you see this fucking?
No, I didn't see
So
it.
it's one of those metal fences with the thin metal bars.
Yeah.
The alligator like gets spooked and like runs for the bars and gets stuck and like, ha, stupid alligator, and then just like just tears it open, gets
Yeah.
through.
That's
Wild.
That alligator that lives by the Culver's fast food spot where my parents live. It literally, that makes me nervous because I go say hi to it and I'm only separated by one of those metal fences.
If it wants to, it can. Speaking of alligators,
Very docile.
I saw a movie you'd probably enjoy, a great horror movie that is the opposite of an endorsement of the state of Florida called Crawl. Came out a couple years ago. It's like Jaws with sharks.
Jaws with alligators?
Jaws with alligators.
Yeah.
These people trying to like escape from they're stuck home during a hurricane and their house gets flooded with man-eating gators.
You know who's coming out
real
with a
good.
movie like that? Tommy Wiseau.
Fuck that.
It's
Like,
Big Shark.
The Room works because he was very seriously and earnestly trying to make a
Masterpiece.
dramatic masterpiece. This is fuck this because it's like he's in on the joke now. It's not as good. Neil Breen is the guy
Yes.
to watch now. Neil Breen,
He's still putting
he
out
is not
bangers.
in on the joke. He is in his own fucking world, and it is fascinating.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tommy.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it for this week's episode of Weekly Weird News. If you haven't already, please check out our most recent episode of News Dump that has that story about a principal who was forced to resign because children at the school, not even children,
They saw
sixth
David's
graders,
tiny little baby
saw
dick.
Michelangelo's David, a world-renowned sculpture, and were very offended by it.
Yeah.
Or their parents were, specifically one
Like,
parent,
yeah, one parent.
who called it pornographic.
Mm-hmm.
The other parents were upset, but they were fine after the school called and apologized. So there's that, and then there's,
Trump arrested.
maybe next week, but for now we have the AI
Yeah.
pictures. So
AI wish fulfillment, the real purpose.
there you go. And please check out those videos. If you're not already, please click the subscribe button. Like the video. Click the like button. Do it.
Do
Leave
it.
a comment, and we'll see you soon. The videos are up there now. Check them out. Bye-bye.
Bye.